Okay, a cylindrical jelly jar is 3 inches across the top and about 12 inches high. How many cubic inches of jelly could it hold? We'll use 3.14 for pi, and we'll round the answer to the nearest tenth. Okay, so where should we start? First, we're talking about cubic inches. How many cubic inches? That's the question. Now, cubic inches means we're talking about volume. We're talking about volume. And we have a cylindrical jelly jar. So it's shaped like a cylinder. Okay, so let's come down here and draw a little cylinder, and we'll work with this. Okay. So something like this, and maybe make it three-dimensional. Okay. Now, what do we know? We know it's 3 inches across the top. Okay, so from here to here, about 3 inches, and 12 inches high. Okay, so from here to here, 12 inches. Okay, so the height, we'll use h for height. The height is 12, and the radius, well, the radius is half of the diameter, and the diameter is the distance across the circle. So if the diameter is 3, the radius is half of that. So the radius is 1.5. So the height is 12 inches. The radius is 1.5 inches. Now, we're asked about cubic inches, so we're looking for volume. And the formula for volume, say volume of a cylinder. Volume of a cylinder, basically the volume of any three-dimensional shape that is perpendicular to the base, or basically it goes straight up, it is, let's see, volume equals area of the base, area of the base times the height. Okay, now the base is a circle, and the height is 12, that's given. Okay, so in this case, the volume should be equal to the area of the base. The area of a circle is pi times radius squared. So pi times the radius squared. And we're going to multiply that by the height. Okay, so for pi, we're using 3.14. The radius, so these numbers here are going into our formula. The radius is 1.5, and it's radius squared, so pi times radius, so another 1.5, and times the height, which is, that's given, that's 12 inches. So this is, the radius is 1.5 inches, so that's 1.5 inches, that's 1.5 inches, the height is 12 inches. So we have 3 inches, inches times inches times inches, and that's where we get the cubic inches from. Okay, now at this point, I think it's a task for the calculator, so 3.14. And we'll multiply that by 1.5, and again another 1.5. And then we multiply that. So far we have pi times the radius times the radius. That will multiply by the height. Okay, so that's 84.7 8 cubic inches. And now the last thing to do here is round to the nearest tenth. Okay, so we'll round to the nearest tenth. Let's bring this. Whoop. Okay, if we round to the nearest tenth, that means we're keeping one decimal place, and since the first digit after the one we're keeping is an 8, that's going to round that 7 up to an 8. So it looks like, once we round this to the nearest tenth, it looks like 84.8. Ooh, not M, inches, I-N, cubic inches. Alrighty, looks good.